Hello and welcome to another session. I trust that you are well. I want us to go straight to the area of delegation, which is part of a subtopic in your coverage or in your course outline. So I want us to see delegation, the definition of delegation, the characteristics of delegation, and then we finish up with the elements of delegation. What I will not cover right now about delegation, you will still find the same in the area of the audio. So delegation is just but a situation or a scenario whereby a person gives another the right to perform work on his behalf and on behalf of his name, and also the second person now is being given this work accepts duties or the obligation to do what is required of him. This time when you are talking about a person being given some duties and another person accepting the duties, we are talking about an executive and a subordinate. So most of the times you find that the executives have a lot of workload on their table, and this workload they have to be done with the same workload by the end of the day. So it due to the fact that they have a lot of workload which is needed to be done, or rather which needs to be done without delay, they find that the only option they have is to give the subordinates some of their duties so that they can perform on their behalf, and then they give them both the authority of performing the same duties. So in this case, by the end of the day, when an executive delegates some of their duties to the subordinates, they must make sure that they are delegating to the right person, or rather a person who can be able to perform these duties. Why? Because if the duties being performed have some errors, the organization doesn't consider the subordinate to be responsible for what he or she did, but the person who is held responsible for what is the outcome of the duties which were performed is the manager or the executive who delegated such duties. So it is the duty of every executive or the duty of every manager, whenever they decide to delegate, to make sure that they delegating to the person who can actually deliver good and quality results by the end of the day. So when it comes to delegation, remember, like I've said, it's just but an administrative process. It is also an administrative process because the manager or the executive who is delegating these duties has been given the mandate to do so, or rather it is officially known that that executive should delegate duties to his or her subordinate. So it's officially known that that person is actually loaded by the end of the day, and they can give some of their duties to their subordinates so that they can act on their behalf. So once they are given these duties, they must be given authority and also responsibility. If, for example, we are talking about a manager who works in the sales and marketing department, delegating some duties to another person. So remember, a manager who works in sales and marketing, there are some things which they have to do. Like, for example, they can get money from the accountant so that they can get things like fuel, if, for example, they are launching a new product. So it's the duty of that executive to make sure that he has given him the authority to go ahead and make a request to the accountant so that he can be given that money so that he can fuel the car which they are living with for the launch of the product or something. So when it comes to delegation, they have to be given that authority to make sure that authority always comes up with the responsibility, because there is no way they can be held responsible for their action when actually they have not been given the authority to order also other people around to help them in the activities which they are acting upon. So there is also a limit to the authority which they are given. It's not that now that manager has delegated some duties to you, it doesn't mean that that person stops being or running to be a manager or you become the manager yourself. No, it's just for the moment when they have delegated those duties to you. Then let's go to the characteristics of delegation. We have one, it takes place when a manager grants some of his power to the subordinates, and remember we have said some of his power, so that's why we have said once you are delegated, it doesn't mean that now you have actually become that manager. The other one, it occurs only when the person delegating the authority, that is the manager, must possess what he wants to delegate. So the person who is delegating to you must actually be a manager. So there is no way that person can delegate to you what he doesn't do. The other one is only a part of the authority is delegated to the subordinate. That is when, for example, when you are delegated, you are just acting to that span of time which they are given to you. That is, you will not be the acting manager from then after they have delegating some duties to you. Then the manager delegating can also reduce, if for example they have seen that you are misusing the power which they have given to you, they can reduce the kind of power they have given to you. They can also enhance, if for example they feel like you will not be able to deliver quality results with the kind of authority they have given to you, they can enhance that, or even take it back. If for example you are misusing the power when you are trying to exercise full control of the activities which you are running as a delegate. So the other one is the elements of delegation. And when we talk about the elements of delegation, we have one, authority. And the token of authority is just but the power to command subordinates or the people who are around you to help you in acting of the duties or the activities or taking the activities which you have been delegated to. For example, working on a delegated duty on the production department, because the production department deals with the producing of what the organization sells or deals with. They must also give you the authority to go ahead and talk to the advertising department to talk about the product which is being produced, so that the customers can have the know-how of what is happening. Also, we can talk about the other element, which is responsibility. And remember, I've said responsibility and authority goes hand in hand, because there is no way they will hold you responsible of the duties which you are acting upon, and they have not given you the authority to go ahead and command things to happen around. The other one is the accountability. And we'll talk about accountability is now that the subordinates who have been delegated those duties are usually accountable to those executive who have delegated those duties to them. So basically that is what I wanted us to know about delegation, and the area which we have not talked about, that is the types of delegation, and also some areas of sometimes you find that managers can fear delegating their duties to subordinates, and also sometimes subordinates fear being delegated to. So we shall talk on that during our audio session or even another video. So thank you for your time, and take care.